Hello and welcome to Financial Express. And today I have with me Mr. Sunjay Kapur, who's the president of ACMA and also the chairperson of Sona Comstar. Sanjay, congratulations on a great year, 32.8% growth in this environment.
Thank you.
And 5.6 lakh crores, I'm told, ACMA has clocked in the last financial year. That said, the next few years are going to be very interesting with the shift towards EVs. So what impact do you see having on your ACMA members? Because there will be some components that will actually go out of the market, and yet there will be new ones coming in.
So I feel it's going to be a great opportunity. This is our time to define what's happening in the automotive industry. This generation of companies, and I continuously say this, is going to define what happens in the electrification space and what happens and how we define the automotive industry going forward. Whilst there will be challenges, there will be several opportunities that come our way, whether they be in the area of software, whether they be in the area of telematics, in connectivity, in the ecosystem as a whole. There'll be opportunities even to play in the ecosystem of electrification. I feel, we've evolved as an industry. Our mindset as an industry has evolved pretty rapidly. And from what it was 2 years ago to what it is today, we are, very in the know of the fact that we are going electric.
Right.
Companies are working towards electrification. What we've been able to do successfully at ACMA is really a lot of technology days with OEMs, a lot of technology delegations to countries like Israel, countries like England,
Yes.
Countries like Germany, so that we can expose our membership to what technologies are available and what technologies will play a role in the future.
Right.
Added to that is the fact that we have programs with with startups.
Yes.
PwC and ACMA is working together with startups. We've been through 300 startups, been through a list of 300 startups where we've identified some that could play a role in the automotive industry. This is our third year running, and it's very encouraging to see what kind of technology startups are bringing and what advantage we as established manufacturers can take out of that ecosystem.
So how much of a role is the PLI scheme playing to make India Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat?
So the PLI scheme is very, very well positioned in terms of what it is encouraging. It is encouraging us to invest in future technologies. Now, if you look at, our membership is, I think, 827 companies, of which 67 have applied for a PLI scheme.
Right.
However, the fact is that the auto component industry is going to have to invest in future technologies to stay relevant. So irrespective of what happens in the PLI scheme, we as an industry are going to have to up our spend in technology, and we're continuously doing that because we want to be able to supply to the world. We want to be able to supply to the globe. Right. If you look at the volumes are really coming in, specifically in electrification from outside of India. If you look at OEM revenue, I think it's only 1% of the world.
Correct.
In India. So you want to be able to supply outside of India.
But just like India is, doing Atmanirbhar Bharat, if I was to take the US as an example, like a Tesla, they also are looking for components sourced locally because they also now want to get into domestic manufacturing. So in such a scheme of things, do you still think we have that kind of an opportunity for exports from India?
I think we'll continue to have that opportunity. So there are multiple answers to this one question, because one is the traditional components that will not be manufactured in the West. Be they castings, forging,
right,
sheet metal, etc. What we crudely call metal bashing. Of course, there's a component of technology to that, but however, a lot of that can shift to India. When you talk about OEMs wanting companies to, or OEMs wanting to source locally, there's no saying that companies in India won't set up near shore. That's another opportunity. And again, that is looked at as an export opportunity. So we'll continue to play a large role in terms of supplying, components to the world, as long as we continue to invest in technology.
Yes, but how dependent are we on subsidies? For example, the FAME scheme. Now there's been a revision, and we are seeing an impact in the sales of two-wheelers, especially electric two-wheelers there. So how dependent are we?
So as the component industry, and I really represent the component industry, we're not. very dependent on subsidies. As far as OEMs concerned, I mean, there are a lot of new OEMs that have come into, the electric vehicle space. Are they dependent or not? And again, FAME 2 continues. They're just companies that are not able to meet the criteria. It's been, taken away from them.
Yes.
It's not that the FAME 2 has gone away. So again, when you look at what the government is doing, they're encouraging us to create future technologies in India, to create a base. Even to the point of imports, when you look at that, we are working with the government of India, with the Ministry of Heavy Industries as well as CM, to see how we can localize manufacturing and reduce our dependence on imports. So that's also going to it's playing out well. We're ahead of the target that we had set for ourselves in terms of localization, and that'll continue.
But moving forward, I think a large part of this is going to be electronic components now, moving towards the EV space. Are we ready? I mean, one semiconductor fab itself in India has been it's taken a long time coming.
So you're right, electronics is going to play a big role, not just in the automotive industry, but across industries. Yeah. And one of our endeavors is to increase the local content of electronics. So we're working towards that. We're working with the electronics industry as well. And again, going back to the ACMA CM sourcing group, they're also, given us targets, and we've laid out a roadmap, and we will localize.
Okay. And one last question on the skill sets.
Right.
Now, we're going to need a lot of reskilling, especially even in the component sector, because there'll be new components itself coming in, new technologies coming in. How far down the road are we with that, and what initiatives is ACMA doing?
So, from ACMA's perspective, we've got centers of excellence. We've also tied up with IIT in Mumbai for electrification. We've tied up with IIT Sonipat, and we've tied up with different institutes. We work very closely with other institutes that are in the R&D space as well, to continuously look at what technologies are available and how we can upgrade our own skills. Companies themselves are also playing a big role in skilling and reskilling, and a lot of companies have set up skill development institutes, have tied up with companies or with institutes, and that's continuously happening. And I think we're in India, we're good at skilling in general. We're good at that, and we'll continue to do that because we need to skill and reskill as the industry changes. The paradigm shift from what it was, and even if you look at Industry 4.0, you look at automation, all that requires a new set of skills, and that will continue to happen.
Okay, and so 32.8% growth this year. What's the outlook for the coming
double digit year? I keep saying it. I said it last year, we'll grow double digits. I think we'll grow double digits this year as well.
Right. So 2024 elections don't really have a bearing on the industry?
The industry will continue to grow.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sanjay.
Thank you.
Thank you.